Day 8, we are almost done the 10 days learning to trust your inner guidance. Confidently trusting your inner guidance by now. You're really starting to get into the swing of things here. You're, in a sense, building those faith muscles, except that's the inner here from the heart set. And it's very, very cool. So today, we're going to do a little bit of tapping into practicality because you realize the importance of being full of power. So a couple of you have noticed that you were guided to do things and hence you actually didn't really go along with that guidance, and you've realized after the fact that, you recognized the guidance, but you ignored the guidance, and if you had paid attention to the guidance, you would have been prepared. And that is so awesome, because part of the journey is awareness. And when you start to aware, you're listening closer, and then as you're paying attention to listening clearly, your inner guidance is clearly communicating to you each day and each moment, then it becomes a lot of fun. So today, I am going to ask you to write down the response you get when you ask. So we're going to tune into your inner guidance, and then you're going to ask your inner guidance, what do you need to let go of today? Okay? What do I need to let go of today? It could be as simple as let go of the idea that you need to hold on to anything. Let go of the idea that you have to do anything. It could be a specific thing that says, remember that shirt in the closet that you wanted to get rid of. It could say, go ahead, clean out a drawer. So, in the concept of letting things go, I first came across that when I became certified in Feng Shui about, I guess that's like 20 years ago. And I recognized how it's great to put cures in the house and to shift things, but the concept of letting stuff go was incredible with all the houses that I've done, and noticing, walking into someone's house and having their objects and their placements, basically yelling out to me, this is what's really going on. And yet the person is telling you something else. It's just like when I work with a client and they're talking to me and they're telling me, the situation, and I'm hearing the whole subconscious story that is really going on in that process. So this is what happens, is you are so used to hearing a certain broadcast a certain way that you have trained yourself to it. So your inner guidance actually knows the truth. So tapping in and tuning into your inner guidance, it's a great blessing. With my kids, I got that experience at watching them at a young age. We had a giveaway drawer, and I would say, things have to be put in the drawer before, give away, before other things come in the house. There's an ongoing flow. And sometimes they would grab, Grandma and Grandpa had just spent, hundreds of dollars on a present for them. And, they turned around and they stuck it in the drawer like right away. And I at 4 years of age, what do they know, right? And I'd be like, you can't do that. Like, Grandma and Grandpa just bought that for you. You just can't give it away. And they're like, yeah, we can. So the drawer went to a closet probably by that point. And they're like, yeah, we don't want it. And I would take the chemistry set or, the lovely piece of, coat or clothing that they bought or whatever the heck it was. And I would stash it aside thinking, next year they want it, or the next year it'll come back out. And I learned that, when they decided that they didn't want it, they didn't want it. It never was used. I carried some of those things, like the chemistry set. I remember going, this is great. One day they're going to want to use the chemistry set. No. They were clear. No. And I remember other times that they just intuitively would go through these patterns and these flows. And this one time they cleaned out their room and they gave away a bunch of stuff. And they're like, so I guess more's going to arrive. And I was like, well, it wasn't like birthday time, and it wasn't Christmas time, and it wasn't like go back to school shopping, and I really didn't feel like I was in the, in the mode to go shopping. So I was kind of like, I don't think so. And sure enough, when you know it, next day there's a ding dong on the door, and there's this big box of stuff. I had actually connected with a woman I was doing some work with, helping her demolish her debts in New York, and she worked for Nickelodeon. And we never had a conversation about this. She just decided on her own that she wanted to say thanks. And so in this big box was all kinds of stuff for the kids regarding Nickelodeon. And these are things that I would never get them because I was so holistic and natural. And so for them, it was just like, woo, this is really good. So it's amazing what can happen when you trust your inner guidance. My family has moved a lot of times. It's like each time we went through a transition, every time we'd leave a house, it was like we'd grow into a new space. And every time we'd leave, we really would purge most of the things and start all over again. And that was, again, building my confidence in that things are always showing up. I used to make jokes, for instance, that once upon a time I, shopped. When you look going on the street, I don't know if it's that way in your neighborhood or whatever, but in Toronto, you could basically, when people were done with things, they could put it at the side of the street. But it usually was the crappy garbage stuff. Like you'd look at it and go, oh, it was a big thing of recycling and reusing. So yeah, that chair's got good bones, I could recover it, that type of thing. Well, I became so good at manifesting. I literally, would say once upon a time I was shopping like from almost like the dumpster, and now I'm shopping at De Boer's, which was a high quality, top of the line store in the Toronto area, because that's what would happen is all of a sudden somebody would stick out a mahogany, perfectly wonderful cabinet that was just perfect, uniquely designed for the storage needs that I had, that just happened 2 hours ago because I followed my inner guidance to clean and reorganize the room. And then I thought, what am I going to do with this stuff? It's so weird, and I want to put it, in a cabinet, and now it's all out on the floor. And I literally walked out my door, and poof, 3 doors down, the neighbor had put out this big, beautiful mahogany desk and this big mahogany cabinet, and take it free. And I was like, wow, universe is so good. So today, that's your objective, to ask what is it, inner guidance, that you need to release and let go of today? And it could be something at work. It could be like let go of a project, it could even be let go of a relationship, in the sense it might not be your primary relationship, but it might be, a distant so-called friend or relation that you're having difficulty with. So just notice what you're noticing, and then notice what it feels like when you get guided to do this. Are you like going for it, or all of a sudden you're listening to the broadcast that says, no, like I did when my kids went to give away stuff, and I was like, no, that's too valuable, or, you can't do that because it was just given to you, and you just don't give away gifts that were given to you. So notice the stories that you are receiving and deciding to act on, and notice if you're just so easy to go, yeah, this feels so good to let go of it and follow. Okay, so this is going to be a great one for you to comment on and share. And again, when we're letting go, I guarantee you there's always more abundance, there's more gifts, and it's just amazing what goes on when you can truly appreciate that you're being cleared out. So if you haven't yet, we're going to tune in right now. So think of something really happy. And say it with me. I am asking for my inner guidance. To clearly communicate with me. For my highest and best good. In each and every moment. And I am asking to be open to receive this clear communication for my highest and best good in each and every moment. Thank you. Now, as you are doing it with me, you are noticing, maybe not, but the energy, the calmness, some sense that things have shifted in this just taking a moment and asking for your inner guidance versus how your body felt when I was busy talking and telling you the story. So, go forth. Let the force be with you. Have a fun day. Discovering, yes, what is it that you're going to release? And what shows up for you when that answer comes? And then what choices do you make? And what experiences do you have? And share with us. So looking forward to hearing. Have a great day. I love you.